Welcome back to the Rocket League DreamHack Championship, coming to you live from Sweden here in the Elmia. The Elmia is the name of this facility. I don't think I've actually said the name we are in, of the place we are in, but that's this convention center, the Elmia. It's been quite a cool place. It's packed full of computers right now. So many people here bringing their own personal gaming setup. Biggest BYOC in the world, I believe. Yeah,
you walk through the BYOC areas, and it's just like a mass of people. The tables probably stretch like 60, 70 feet long, and it's computer to computer, no space in between, and people just flooding in, playing games. Even we walked in, what time did we come in? About 7?
Like 9. I got here at 9, yeah.
9 in the morning, and people were, it was still full.
You can stay all night.
People sleeping.
Yeah.
Actually,
there were people who were here all night.
They stayed up so late gaming, and then they just fall asleep in their chair. So
yeah. Best thing in here, by the way, is the LAN builds that they are selling, which is just a load of wooden blocks that you put around your computer, and it's just like, okay, sure.
It's a thing you can put. It's called like the LAN desk or whatever. You can put your desktop up on top of it, I believe, and then your monitors in the bottom, so you save some space, and then you can like put stickers around it and gives everyone this like little desk space. It's pretty cool.
They want the leg room. If you get that, then you have leg room, so you don't need to put your the PC underneath your
desk. Because you do have like your cubicle space, and it's like you can use that space as much as you want, and go vertical as much as you want.
Some people bring insane towers. You think people just they'll bring a passable PC here because they don't want to over budget too much. No. They bring the best that money can buy.
They bring
lights all over the place.
So what's your way then of telling what a very well priced PC is? Because mine is lighting. If there is light, if I can see inside it and there is lights in there, you've got a good PC.
I feel like it would probably be like how robust the case is. If he's got it like in like ammunition case or something like that, it's like this must be you wanted to protect what's inside there. You know, it's a bulletproof computer. That'd be an expensive one. I don't know.
It's bulletproof.
I'm just going.
No, because I don't know anything about this. I legitimately thought that was true.
Only in America.
Okay, you Google bulletproof computer case. I guarantee you, there's a product somewhere you can purchase. I haven't. Let's go see if we can find one out on the floor. But let's talk about Rocket League for a bit. Aero Kids versus Defusekids, or Aero Kings rather. Excuse me, versus Defusekids, made up of Cheerio, Solith, and Radio. If you aren't familiar with that roster, because this is a new roster we haven't seen very often. We have seen Cheerio before in the pro scene, but these other two players were brand new to me. But they come through defeat method yesterday, and now they are in our top 8. They're going to have to defeat Defusekids here if they want to make it to top 4, but it's great to see them make it this far anyways. Yeah,
led by Scrub Killer, in my opinion, the young phenom from Scotland. So I'm going to look for him to see if he can continue his play from yesterday. I don't know how much we saw of Scrub. I think he was on stream twice.
I think we saw Defuse. Yeah, he was on stream
twice.
We had Pashy and
there's a messy series where they dispatched the team pretty easily, but not in the cleanest fashion. And then later on, they dealt with Rogue again comfortably with much better rotation, much better passing plays. I think they kept Rogue to 0 on the second game. It was a 2-0 in best of 3.
Yeah, he was playing pretty flawlessly. I want to see if he can continue that, and Pashy and Niels Cook supporting him. So. Should be an interesting series.
And honestly, we need to make sure that Scrub Killer is spending more time looking at the ball and the rotation than he does at our cameras.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd fully disagree.
He did a kickoff. He did a kickoff on pure muscle memory. He was staring into the camera and doing the kickoff just by remembering what he had to do with his hands and listening for the timer in his ears. Just while staring at the camera. So we'll look out for that one today.
So we all agree on Scrub Killer as a player to watch right now. Who else in this matchup is a player that people should keep their eyes on?
Well, Cheerio is obviously the most experienced high-level player on this team. However, I have to say Radio. Okay. Radio is a player that I've played with against numerous times, and he can go. He really knows his stuff. However, there is a difference between high-level ranked players and high-level pro players. And we might be about to see what that is. However, this team did pull off the upset yesterday in a best of 3 against Method. This is a best of 5 now, and it's definitely a step up in quality that they are up against.
I really, really liked Solith's Mantis. We were giving out an award for best looking car. His car, I wasn't good enough to like make it into my top 4, but it did definitely get an honorable mention. It was very, very sophisticated with some just red Vortexes and a nicer red decal on the top. So I think the best one I've seen so far actually today has been Turbo Pulse, who had like some pink Dracos. There hasn't been as many cool looking cars today though. Not enough for me to bring it up more than once.
So Nyx
right now.
In the crowd.
Yeah, Nyx isn't in the tournament anymore.
It's hard to replicate.
Actually, I saw Nyx today once. He matched up against James Bot.
Yeah,
1v1 ranked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, James beat him.
Did he have the green?
Nyx probably didn't know that it was James.
You're welcome, James. You're welcome for the
James
call
is
out
pretty
on
happy
stream.
about that.
The validation is there now.
All right. I think I know the answers to this one, but I want a prediction. Aero Kings versus the Defused Kids. Kings and Kids, who's going to win?
My boy Scrub's going to bring it home.
Got Defused.
I'm going to go for Kings as well.
Oh, you're going for the
Kings?
Wait,
no, Kids. Sorry.
Last name. Excuse me.
Oh, no. Not going that way. Definitely have to go for Defused Kids. I think they've got a really good shot at this.
And are you going to Defused as well?
Aero Kings won't score a goal.
Won't score a goal. Okay, okay. This was my next question. So I mean, that means you're calling the 3-0. Are we going to anything more than 3 games between you two?
Yeah, I think they'll take a game.
You think they'll take a game? We'll go 4 games.
Nah, sweep.
Sweep. 2 3-0s and a 4-0 and a 3-1.
The difference between Method and Defused is that Defused have played well on stage here, and Method didn't. So Method faltered. I don't think we're going to see that happen right now.
I thought I was pretty confident with Aero Kings against Method. I think that they're pretty underrated. I think that they could take a game off of them for sure.
Which game is that going to be?
If it's a game, I like it to be 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that right yesterday.
That does seem to typically be the case too. If there's a warm-up situation, we haven't seen Defused on the stage yet today, so Aero Kings could come out, take the first game, and then the Defused Kids warm up, win the next 3. That's a very plausible storyline I could see happening here. But then they're going to be going up against Flipside. The winner of this is like for Aero Kings. Just think about this because they beat Method, right? They're like, oh, that was crazy. And now they have to go up against Defused. If they beat Defused right now, they have Flipside winning the other side. It's like going up through the bosses or going through the dungeons. Just constantly, the next level is just so much bigger than the last.
Yeah, there are no weak teams left in this tournament. You look at it, Flipside through to the next round, Rogue are through to the next round, and we also have Gale Force. So any of these teams now can take it. We have definitely reached the point of all the teams that were predicted to reach this point. Now we get to the point of who is going to win it all.
We're starting to get into the juicy part of the bracket, the top 4, where it's the matchups just become star power.
If you win this match and you make it into the top 4, you have nothing. There's nothing to be ashamed of if you lose at that point. You've been into the top 4 of a tournament.
Yeah, you certainly have. So we are in here. Defused Kids versus Aero Kings. Johnny, you made a big statement there. No goals at all for Aero Kings across the case of 3 games.
Yep.
Haven't seen anything like that since NRG did that to Denial months and months ago. So that'll be certainly very interesting to see if that prediction comes to fruition.
Okay, nearly wrong already. We do have Scrubkilla aware that shot was going wide at the far post, but a good start here for Aero Kings. Could be very interested to see what position Scrub takes up in this game and indeed the series, because yesterday we had Niels Cock sitting back for the most part, letting Scrub and Pashi take the aggressive role. But Scrub sometimes, if he's not feeling as confident in his teammates, tells them to go up and he says, it's okay, I'm going to save everything in defense, don't worry about it.
Well, Cucks tried to go up, Scrubkilla tried to go up and take everyone out by himself with his own offense. Aero Kings will need to make sure they control boost well and use it sparingly only when they need to. Because I keep doing this now, Scrubkilla is probably one of the best players at just controlling around the
ridiculous ricochet, by the way.
Pashi.
3 players connect to the ball and it ends up flying towards Aero Kings' goal. Lots of shots materializing for Aero Kings. Another opportunity. They've had the better chances so far, it has to be said. A little bit careless of Defusekids to box up so closely together, allow so many players to get taken out of the game by 1 touch. It always is so different solo defending in 3s than defending as a duo.
Yep, and they have been struggling for boosts ever since this has got started. Aero Kings
Another
just have to keep going. 2 players committed, so Cheerio is going to be by himself, and he has been beat. That is an open net. That is the first goal, and Defused Kings are going to be up.
And Niels credited with the goal. We did have Scrubkilla on the left making the goal that bit bigger, but 1-0 Defused Kids. Not good for Aero Kings. We did see Cheerio there. I think he nearly scored Solith's car. Solith touching the ball out of the way. That was another great opportunity right before that for Aero Kings. If that double commit hadn't happened, maybe Cheerio could have scored that. You never know. So this is looking closer than we expected. The team who have already made the biggest upset this tournament, looking to make an even bigger one, I would say.
Certainly could be, but they are going to need to ensure those mistakes do not happen. The highest level of Rocket League, even 1 missed rotation, 1 double commit is all it would take.
Risky.
But that is a huge touch right there. It is still going to be dangerous, but Scrubkilla, as he did earlier on, is going to use the wall and fling himself back off. He can continue the offense now, as we see Niels Cook trying to up himself into that 3rd-man role. He's now going to be moving forward. Pashi actually finds the net. No one on the goal line for Aero Kings. And they have now found themselves 2 goals down.
Yeah, a little bit risky for Solid there to pop the ball off so aggressively. Pashi was in the vicinity. It's interesting that before this, we've seen Scrubkilla twice already this game, catching the ball on the back wall and recovering to take another touch. It's such a good skill to be able to do because we're more used to seeing players try to clip that ball as it comes off the wall, get a half volley. Scrubkilla showing that he can not only do that, but also take a first touch on the wall while upside down.
Especially considering the fact that Aero Kings have not been leaving people on that halfway line. Yeah. It's allowed Scrubkilla to not only do that, but pick the ball back up yet again and move it into an offensive position. Aero Kings needs to figure out these rotations, maybe send people all the way back to pick up the back boost and then move themselves forward, almost like a slingshot, and that's going to be a shot almost turned in, but Solif is in the way.
And Niels got accidentally side flipping there, but was in position to recover. Scrubkilla trying to do it all himself, nearly gets that Doomsy dish that we've been seeing earlier today. Ashley's shots again looking threatening. It's all Defusekids at the moment. The early pressure from Aero Kings has evaporated, and we move into the final minute and 40 seconds. They need to try and be a little bit more meaningful with their possession because it doesn't look like Defusekids are having to work very hard to take the ball under their control.
No, certainly is a case of long shot and hope, and that will not work as Pashi and Niels Cook doing a very good job of reading the gameplay, moving himself up onto that wall, ready to follow up the touch from Pashi. And that is a huge challenge win there by Cheerio, but no one in a good position. Solif looking for a cutting infield pass, but there will be no one available.
Oh,
and Pashi Bashi will take out the player, then looks for the fake. The 2 moves that we associate most with the big man from Germany.
Yeah, the fake and the demo in reverse order there. Great to see Pashi in his comfort zone. He did consider himself a while ago to be the best player at Mind Games in 3 versus 3 environments. I wonder if he still thinks that, but there will be a goal for Cheerio. Lackluster defending at the back. Has to be said that there was no need for Pashi to just vacate the premises here.
No, certainly wasn't. Wanted to go for boost. Tries to get himself back, but it will not happen in time. Cheerio will put that one in. And now Aero Kings, after capitalizing on one mistake, have given themselves 49 seconds to grab one more and put themselves back into this match. Niels Cook, though, and Scrubkilla find themselves in the same place. So Pashi is by himself. Solif looks for it, takes it early, and if it was just a little bit more behind Pashi, it would have been a goal. Had to try and thread the needle and could not quite do so. As Pashi tries to use his second jump to steal some boost, but was not able to. Final 23 seconds. Aero Kings, big, long, looping clearance. Radio will be beat. Solif has actually put that set up for Scrubkilla, who will get that off the backboard. You'll see no overcommit. They do not need to, and Defusekids have managed to defuse the situation.
Niels with that second goal. This is a very well-placed shot. He doesn't even air roll too much. He's confident in his ability to place that exactly in the top corner. Of course, if he air rolled to the left and then leaned back into the ball, he could have got a bigger angle, but he knew he could make that shot top corner. Why not just place it? It's worth mentioning Solith's camera settings were coming into an advantageous position just before that when we saw him try to dribble Pashi. He was able to see everything that Pashi was doing as he was on his approach. Unfortunately, taking a shot right at the German, Pashi did just stand his ground and deflect it to the back post. 1-0 for Defusekids. Not the most dominating performance. There was only a goal in it before that 11-second remaining third from Niels. But I really feel like this is going to be the beginning of a 3-0 here. And at the beginning of another Scrubkilla. Oh, he blinked first. I was wondering if he was going to be able to hold his stare longer than everybody watching back home.
I would like to criticize him, but all kids do this. If you ever take a kid out shopping, they just look at themselves in mirrors all the time, making poses. Scrubkilla is now that kid. You've given him a camera and many thousands of people watching. He is going to have a little bit of fun with it. But yes, getting on topic here, Defusekids did a very good job. However, Aero Kings, I feel, are giving them way too much space, hitting the ball too long. They're basically just handing the ball straight back to their opponents, which cannot be done when you're behind all the time.
I would love to see them trying to make those counter-attacking plays that we saw yesterday. It's something that we saw Prophecy doing quite well against Flipside before their collapse in Game 3, where Mummy Snow in particular was making those offensive runs downfield after he would find himself in slightly aggressive positions, just, by virtue of a 50-50 going badly, or, losing a race to the ball in the air. So if Aero Kings find themselves downfield, they don't need to be that quick to turn and go back into defense. Maybe take a glance, see if there is an opportunity for a teammate to pass the ball in their general direction.
Well, Aero Kings, one of their main strengths is in their defense, especially using that backboard to try and keep it away from their goal area. However, that will not work as well against Defusekids, who are very much better at using that midfield area, cutting passes infield, not like Method, who they did beat yesterday, Aero Kings, in terms of just using counterattacks because they were always using the backboards.
We do remember versus Method in the closing series yesterday, we saw disbelief on the faces of the Aero Kings on stage. They just let Method beat themselves in some ways, and I don't think that same collapse is likely to happen against a team with Pashi and Scrub. And Niels, they're just a little bit too experienced, but that lead this time solid. Free shot, and he's able to put it past the final defender. Good positioning by the young man. He's able to get up pretty early for that one before it came down off the ceiling, and he will put it past the goalkeeper. 1-0, they do have a lead in game 2.
And it was certainly a very good shot. Niels Cook did try to rotate himself onto the wall. You can use that backboard wall almost like a pseudo pre-jump, but you can time it immediately when you want to come off and try and attack the ball, but the shot was too quick. And speaking of shots that were too quick, Scrub Killer quickly puts us back to a tied game.
Yeah, Pashi setting the ball to himself. That whiff from Cheerio, sentencing Aero Kings to a tie game. As Scrub Killer was never going to get beaten to the ball there. Good spread in offense. Pashi approaching from the left, Scrub from the right, all angles covered. Even if Aero Kings didn't immediately concede, that was going to be the start of a lot of pressure in favor of Defusekids.
Well, Aero Kings need to start finding something a little bit more, some more teamwork, some more cross-field passing plays. In order to do that, they do need to find themselves a little bit more boost. That shot,
or a dunk,
is straight on top. Just giving the ball no other choice than to go straight in.
Niels Cook is not looking as solid as he did yesterday. It has to be said, this first goal was savable by him, and he got beaten with the shot, which was sort of aimed close to where he was positioned in the net. And now, jumping before his car was aligned with the direction he wanted to be going into a 50-50, that is certainly not how 50-50s are supposed to be done. So already Aero Kings have scored 3 goals past Defusekids' defense. This is not what Defusekids want to be doing in this series, but more so moving on into the tournament.
And at
they can't defend against this. How are they going to defend against the likes of Flipside, maybe Gale Force or Rogue later on?
Certainly is a bigger thing against teams that have got a little bit more team play capabilities. But Aero Kings will be happy with their lead. They'll try and increase it here. But the online defender was available, as Pashi is actually going to flick that straight on. Cheerio has also got full boost. Will immediately boom that off the side wall. But Niels Cook is actually completely out. He will not be able to follow it, but still great challenge from him. Completely relieves the pressure from his team, gets that ball into the corner. Well played for 0 boost.
Yeah, Cheerio doing a great job here, pathing across the small pads. He's not picked up a big pad for a while, but it doesn't matter. He's able to path right in that inner circuit, come out with boost to spare. They're able to get some consistent pressure here. Will they be able to box Defused into a position where they will collapse? All 3 members on one side of the goal. That does leave a weak spot at the back post. But for the time being, Defused have gotten the ball clear.
Oh, Niels Cook was looking for demos across the pitch, couldn't find any. Aero Kings managed to avoid him and then find the ball. That is a shot not quite on target. Niels Cook looks for the follow-up. Now Scrub Killer can move himself in. Looks to go for a slow shot. Went for placement over power. As Pashi flicks that straight over to Scrub, who's got enough boost to really work with this.
Oh, that is beautifully done.
Play. Scrub Killer gets himself to the floor before the ball and hooks it across into the net.
A beautiful catch by the youngster from Scotland, and immediately side flips to throw the ball past the goalkeeper. Probably solo play of the tournament. That was phenomenal control by Scrub. Considered by many to be the best 1v1 player in the world, the best 1 versus 1 player that we've ever seen in Rocket League, and he's showing exactly why right now. Very creative way to score, coming down off the wall there.
Scrub Killer, the first and only winner of the 12 Titans tournament. Certainly proving why he deserves all the accolades that he does get. Cheerio will look to try and flick that up high as Pashi has an argument with Boost. He's going to be completely out, so he's going to have to rely on Scrubkiller and Niels Cook, who has been bumped, so Scrubkiller effectively has to do the work by himself until Niels does start to move himself into the play. But has offered opportunities and gaps for Aero Kings to work with. Scrubkiller went for the pre-jump, but the shot was effectively nothing.
Aero Kings are changing it up. They did not play this sort of bullying style against Method yesterday, where we didn't see many boost steals or bumps into the Method goal area, but that's exactly what we're seeing against Defusekids here. As Niels and Pashi were both in extremely awkward positions simultaneously not too long ago. If they're able to do that again, then that opens up another avenue for Aero Kings to start pressuring, start creating goal-scoring opportunities. Something that we haven't seen from them until this series today.
20 seconds remaining. We are still all tied up. One goal could do it. Niels Cook will not make contact. Was trying to block the Scrubkiller aerial. That's actually going to be
an awkward
putting the ball towards the middle. That's going to go off the backboard. Niels Cook has missed it. Scrubkiller gets contact, but now here comes a big challenge from Solid. He might be able to get there. No, he cannot. A teammate was trying to rotate over to hit it into the sidewall. If they managed to make it, that would have been a huge problem for Defusekids. However, we are into overtime. Aero Kings looking for their first win of the series.
Niels with a clean win. This is not good for Aero Kings, but Pashi fires to the back post. Follow-up will be difficult. Aero Kings stabilized for the time being, but Boost is at a premium once again.
Solid will just keep pushing it up high. Aero Kings cannot get back into the habit of constantly trying to clear, but there is zero boost on Cheerio right now. And once again, he did this last time, just gets blocked, gets a second one. For zero boost, he has managed to make a lot of work done.
No.
But sometimes it just takes a rifle across the map to end the match.
Cheerio beats one, he beats two, but he couldn't catch up with the ball. Scrubkiller with the power clear, and it makes the net. Should have been saved, but mistakes can happen in an environment as tense as this. With their backs up against the wall, Aero Kings drop by another game. The stage environment is not being their friend today. You see the frustration there. If they are going to lose, they certainly don't want to lose like that with a completely unforced error. A lot of time to judge the trajectory and the speed of that ball, but sometimes you can have too much time, and we saw the goalkeeper there hovering on the spot, trying to get a deft touch, missing it completely. Credit to Scrubkiller yet again. He got the tie game himself, and hopefully he realizes that his face is in darkness. We can't really fully enjoy his facial expressions unless he sits up straight. He needs to have better posture.
But that was something that Scrubkiller used to do a lot on previous teams, was sit back all the time and just look for those long shots. Has obviously become much more difficult to do as rotations and defenses have got much stronger. I believe that is the first coast-to-coast long shot we've seen scored throughout the entirety of the day so far. Very rare nowadays.
Oh yeah, it's unusual to see shots like that, making it, like you said, all the way into the net, because players are used to seeing that. That was actually a problem that Jam Gaming had against Northern Gaming at the RLCS LAN, dropping many long clears into the back of their own net. A strength that is being shown by Scrub today, and there's the fake kickoff. Be very interesting to see potentially a double fake kickoff, as the two teams most likely to play that strategy are Flipside and Defusekids, who will currently be matching up in the semi-final if this series continues as is.
Well, I have seen Pashi against Flipside before. They were using Scarabs at the time, but during a Gfinity tournament, they both went for the double fake kickoff, and nothing really happened with the ball for about 10 seconds because everyone just sort of waited back at the same time and picked up boost. So certainly could be looking out for that. But Aero Kings, they have to prove to themselves and all of us now that that last game wasn't their last gasp, that they have got something left in the tank, and they can go for the reverse sweep on Defusekids. It's a long road ahead of them though, Johnny.
Yeah, this is not a position that they wanted to be in. Unfortunately for them, it is a position that we all expected them to be in. They're very much up against a talented squad who are functioning pretty well today as a team. There have been some defensive mishaps. I would put down all 3 goals that Aero Kings have scored to defensive misplays, and Pashi in a very awkward position. I think Cheerio just hit the bar. I'm not sure if Pashi got any of it. Creeping forward to the front post there, making it difficult for himself to get a save as another long shot does drop in.
Yeah, currently Aero Kings, we asked them to get a little bit more offensive with their rotations. We did not mean get this offensive with their rotations, constantly not leaving anyone around who can react to an offensive shot from the midfield or from the Defusekids goal. And it has cost them twice now to end the last game
open, though.
and to open this game. But now Cheerio ties it up, gets a long shot of his own.
So that's actually a really smart kickoff. We see the cheat from Cheerio, but he goes to the right-hand side, and his teammate in the middle is trying to force that ball out in that direction. Something that we don't see very often, a controlled cheat kickoff. So very well done. We'll have to watch out for that. It's harder, of course, to control the kickoff if both players come at the ball from the same side of the field, which is what we just saw there.
And it's going to be very interesting as we move further and further in. We see NRG, one of the teams that actually go out of their way to actively lose the kickoff. I'm very interested to see what's going to start happening when both teams are trying to lose the kickoff. But we'll find that out as Rocket League's esports lifetime progresses. That is going to be dangerous, but that bounce out from the post means that no follow-up can come in, but Scrub Killer just slaps that one into the net.
Fortune favors the brave, and Scrub Killer throws himself at this ball, and he follows through with the end of his dodge. Poor play by Cheerio to clear that central, it has to be said, as Scrub Killer gets another goal. Slightly fortunate. Not as lucky as Marky's goal from the previous series, but
Marky didn't know anything about that. At least Scrub, you can see, saw Cheerio's direction towards the net, and now Niels
quickly done.
Puts that one in an immediate 2-goal advantage, climbed to by Defusekids. And Aero Kings, they cannot afford to do what Infused did earlier. They cannot afford to keep leaking these goals. It has to stop now, and hopefully they can manage to get some sort of retaliation fairly quickly.
Niels got on the board a lot more often today than he was against Rogue yesterday. He's trying to step forward and be part of that offensive rotation. I'm sure they're all fully aware that they will need everybody on their team to be playing at their best if they want to take any more wins in this tournament beyond Aero Kings.
And I definitely agree with that as a strategy as well, especially in that first game where Niels Cook was actually making a couple of defensive mistakes. You don't want to leave a player that has made a few of those mistakes in a row in the same position where he can continue to do that, because that will start plaguing the player's mind. So if it has been a conscious decision to move Niels Cook forward, I say a very good one at that.
And anyone who's played with Scrub Killer will know that he does like to do that sometimes, just take control of the defense, say, it's all right, guys, I'll sit back. Anything they fire at our goal or at our back wall, I'll get rid of it, I'll get it to safety. He even thinks that it's easy. I've talked to him about this, and he thinks that it's the easiest role to play in Rocket League, which, of course, many people would disagree. The Scrub Killer sees the game in a different way from most of us who are slightly, or in my case, greatly less talented.
Well, with Scrub Killer's ability to read the game certainly is a strong role for him. That's going to be over to Pashi, who knows he's on low boost, gets that one pushed straight over to the side. Oh, he's trying to avoid the bumps, though. Ends up having to miss the boost, but does get it on the second time around. Radio might have actually passed that one straight out. Pashi will take the shot. Great save there from Cheerio. Absolutely crucial for them as well, because if this goes in, they might be out of the tournament. Cheerio, yet again, is just holding on, but can he keep doing so? It's going to go over to the corner. Scrub Killer out of boost is looking for the side.
Perfect spawn, though.
And Aero Kings, if they concede one more, will be out. They have to avoid that.
Oh, Niels Cox following here. Scrub Killer with an interception, takes the ball sideways to Pashi. It's almost as if every angle has a player coming at it. Niels from the middle, Scrub from the left, Pashi comes in from the right. Aero Kings, everywhere they look, there's someone trying to score into their goal. And now 3 goals the difference. This is looking pretty similar to the Flipside versus Prophecy series that we just saw, with a close game 2 and then game 3.
They're going to try the fake kickoff again. Let's see how it works this time around. It's always that pass from the second player, because it's so hard for them to get in position for it. Usually just a little bit too far forward, but
that was a very deep run by Niels. He made it that if he was ever going to receive a pass, it needed to be very, very exactly in front of him. Maybe sitting a little bit further into the midfield would be better. As with Les Scrub, another arcing shot. 5-1. Aero Kings know that this is all but over at this point.
That back pass from Pashi, though, does show the mentality of this team. They are looking for open spots. And when you've got players like Scrub Killer that can put the placement and power on any shot he takes, why not look for him at the halfway line? You can still get a very solid shot from there. Might be more difficult to score, though, against more solid defenses.
Pashi does well, takes it past 1, past 2, past 3, and he goes all the way. Some phenomenal ground play by A man formerly considered to be one of the best ones players in the world, of course, now focusing more on 3v3. And we can see that he's willing to still go back to that fabled ground game. Cheeky little air roll into the side flip shot. Coming far, far sooner than Aero Kings expected.
So Defusekids, they had a tight game last time, but this time around in game 3, have completely dominated. Pashi looks to put that one over, but Scrub Killer always very well placed when he's that third man. Just keeps touching his car a little bit, just small increments over to the left until he is needed. Just covers as much area as he possibly can. Solid, very well played to just turn that one down. That's going to be no one in net
the 7-1 it will.
There we go.
That's actually pretty important. The only thing that was left for them to do was to deny the 7th goal for Defusekids. I don't think we have seen a 7-1 all tournament, or an 8-2 for that matter.
No, I don't think we
but
have.
I would definitely stick to the Aero Kings right now.
It's been something that has been a lot more difficult to happen ever since the ground level, the average player gets better and better at the game. But Aero Kings have done incredibly well throughout this tournament, taking out Method in a 2-0 sweep yesterday. However, Defusekids is just one step too far for them. They will be eliminated here. They will receive their prize money of 1,500. There is an own goal by Niels Cook. Defusekids will be going on.
Seconds though. We now have to watch another countdown timer. Niels, what are you doing? This is usually far better if he can get it to bounce over the line on 0. He knows he's made a huge mistake here. With like all of this time that is getting wasted, that's at least 7 seconds.
I mean, did I have to do the whole ending
if you
game shtick again?
All the people watching, that's 7 seconds times how many viewers and how many people live. And then
there's another one.
Another one.
This is actually a close game now.
That's got to be hours if we combine all of the people who have to watch this.
Are you proud of yourselves?
Days, perhaps. Somebody figure it out. Add up all the viewers online, all the viewers in the venue, all of us, all the players. Multiply that by about 30 seconds total. Yeah. That is how much longer we had to wait for that story to be over, but it was over far earlier than that. Scrubkilla leading the charge. Defusekids move on to the semi-finals, where Flipside Tactics await. Very anticipated matchup. Wave Punk and Karma, take it away.
Oh, I never get tired of Scrubkilla. They're like, hey, like Niels Cook's tapping on the shoulder. Hey, we gotta go say hi. He's like, nah, gotta look at the camera. Keep looking at the camera. Gets the win there. Well done. They get less games than you expected, but more goals than Johnny expected. So a good performance there from the Aero Kings, but Defused definitely in control of that match, coming out clean, getting the win. They'll move into the semifinals.
Yep, Defused definitely a team to watch in the top 4. They're going to be going against Flipside. Juicy matchup upcoming, and they're also something you told us before. They're going to be playing immediately after this, correct?
I believe so.
So they're going to be warmed up going into the Flipside series, which can be an advantage in tournaments. And Lawler joining us. How you doing, Lawler?
Doing fantastic. Another good game coming out from Defusekids. You and I were talking a little bit off stage as well, like how surprising it is for these guys to come together and play as well as they have. But the big story for me is like every team so far just seems to be revving up throughout every series. Like they start off really slow, and then as time progresses, they get better and better. Defusekids really show that at the end, other than those couple of own goals they had. But yeah, pretty dominating performance.
Yeah, this tournament shaping up very well. Our top 4 right now is Defused, Flipside, GFE, and Rogue. So 4 teams of top quality, 3 that have been seen RLCS play, another that's populated of people that have been very, very close. So a lot on the line here, a lot of really good matches happening here. Gale Force going to be going up against Rogue second, and next we'll have Flipside up against Defused. So I'm excited for which match are you guys looking forward to the most?
That's tough. They're both insanely close. I'd probably have to go with the Rogue match. I love watching North America versus Europe. I just like watching the 2 regions clash.
I like the storyline that it creates, but for me, it's going to be Flipside and Defuse. Like, it's going to be a really close game. It goes to show, like, leading into the next match, like, who's the strong favorite. Because as of right now, everybody's kind of leaning towards Gale Force. And there's an underdog story, but can't count out our boy left of me.
Yes, Pashy here. Pashy, you'll notice we got you a new chair.
I'm actually really excited now. I can sit comfortable. Yeah.
How'd you feel about that match, man? It was a very, very clean win you guys had.
Yeah, I think the second match was pretty close, the second game. But other than that, we played real well, had a good communication, and was fun to play, especially the last game.
Yeah, the second game was very, very close. What do you think was the difference maker there?
I think we overcommitted a few times, so that was the problem. But then we fixed that problem, and yeah, then we played good.
Yeah, no, that was a fantastic showing from Aero King showing up. Nobody expected them to make it this far, making it into the top 8, giving you guys a run for your money, you guys pulling out there in the end. But yeah, I was impressed to see that they were able to get Johnny expected them to score no goals, and they managed to get at least 3, 4 off of you guys total, and then you guys started putting some in at the end. They were giving you guys some crap about putting in the goals at the end and making the game last so much longer. They're like, oh, come on. Everyone's got to sit here and watch this. But yeah, so how are you feeling so far? Now you're in the top 4. You're going to be going up against Flipside next. Thoughts about that matchup?
Yeah, that was actually our main goal, basically, to first get into the top 4, and now we can try to win the whole tournament. I think yesterday, especially for me, I played really bad because I just had a bad day before and didn't really sleep that much. But now I'm feeling really good, and I think the other 2 as well. But everyone wasn't really having their peak yesterday, so I think everyone is playing actually better today. So I think we have a really good chance in winning the next match and also maybe the whole thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I was talking to Lawler a bit off stream about how I was kind of surprised how you kind of just form a team for a tournament and come into DreamHack and play, having never been on there with them as a team before. Can you maybe speak to how you do that, basically? I don't know how you just form a team, come into a LAN event, and perform so well.
I mean, you can just form a team if everyone rotates good. I mean, there are players that stick more in defense or are a bit more in offense, so you have to kind of adapt to your teammates. But if you do that and you rotate good, then you can just form a team with basically anybody.
Well, it's silly because you don't just do it for LANs like this. Like, you also do it in the RLCS. You're like, which teammates do I want this time? Yeah, let's go to LAN. All right. Obviously, you guys fell just short with Gale Force, but like still another strong team. Like, you guys were one step away from doing it. So unbelievable how you still manage to do it every single season. It's ridiculous, man.
So on the other side of the bracket, Gale Force and Rogue. One of those will be in the finals. Obviously, you think you're going to be able to beat Flipside and make it to the finals. Which of those teams would you rather face off against?
I think it would be a cool story if we actually play Gale. But I think if we play Rogue, it will be a tiny bit easier. Not to say like that Rogue is bad or something. They're really good, but I think that Gale Force is a bit better.
Yeah,
so for the story, so you'll think Gale Force will make it, but you think it'd be more. You would prefer Rogue.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
that's a good storyline too. I mean,
that'd be good.
Playing the old team, that'd be cool.
Yeah, getting some revenge on the Gale Force boys, or I would love to see an NAEU final. We haven't had one of those for.
You would not get that though, sorry.
Oh, he believes. He believes in that roster there. You think they'll stick together? You think Gale Force will stick with the roster they got right now?
Depends if they win, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they play pretty well, so I think that Tobo fits good with them, but they have to perform good. So yeah.
Cool.
Depends. But they don't really have a other choice. I think all the good players kind of already have a team now, so Tobo is probably the best pick.
Yeah. For sure. So, have you gotten to see the rest of the venue? Have you gotten to like look around at DreamHack yet?
I actually just did the journey to the toilet to my private.
Really?
Yeah.
So he went on an adventure.
Yeah, the adventure. It took me 20 minutes, but nobody actually goes there, so you can actually.
Yeah, his secret toilet. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He's talking about like you're not telling anybody.
You don't have to stay in line for 20 minutes. There you can just go.
You can walk for 20 minutes instead of standing.
It's better.
Healthier that way, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well,
don't
cool.
forget your Pepto-Bismol.
Oh my gosh. So, going up against Flipside, you guys are going to be looking pretty strong. I think that's your next match, so I'll let you go and get back to the stage there. Any last words you got here before I let you go?
Hi, Mom, and hi to my family who's currently probably watching the stream.
Family and Mom, always good call-outs there. So, next match, we're going to have Flipside back on the stage going up against the Defusekids. Can they beat them? Who's going to win? We don't know. Winner goes to the grand finals. It'll be exciting. We'll come right back after the break.